Welcome back to Adventure 82. We have the quarry going off down there where I left you last time because we are at the temporary station. We have Corbiere up there and that's where we're going today. So let's go that direction. So we're off again and we're off to our penultimate station and our first of two terminus stations for this line. One being the quarry, which was on this side of the field that we can see here. We're doing that next time. You gotta love the cyclists. And then the other one, the Corbiere main station, which is down here. That I'm guessing was here at the time of the railway. I'm guessing that wall was maybe farmer's marker, landmark, like for splitting fields or something, boundary line, who knows. Right, so as you can tell from the here side of the motorbikes, we're very close to the Corbiere road now. It's literally on the side of this field. Only evidence really of where the boundary was for the railway now are these concrete block things, which are obviously much later on than the railway itself, where we've kind of run out of railway paraphernalia now. There's no real remnants the railway was ever here by the track bed. This is obviously now just walking track, gravel. We did have ballast coming through the floor in the last video, but that's now disappeared as well. But you can see some of these gateposts have fared better than others. This poor sod's bitten the bullet in the name of history. He's still here, but he's on his arse. So we shall now work our way down here, like I said, to our second last station, which is Corbiere terminus station. It was opened in 1899, about 3-4 months after the temporary station where we were there. The temporary station was kept there, like I said, for a couple of years after the initial build of Corbiere, from what I can see, to allow for the workers to get off and go to work. As I was saying in the last video, the temporary station was there primarily for the workers to get on and off. It was also to go to work. It was also for the regular people as a request stop to get off. It stayed as a request stop for people to get on and off at. Wise it was there for the quarry workers, and wise they were waiting for the Corbiere station up here to be finished. But once the Corbiere station we're walking up to now was finished in 1899, and you had the main station up here at the end, which we're walking to now, it was mainly just for workers. They could still get off as request stop, but it stayed there for I think it's about another year and a half or so, and it was removed. Another access road here, so I'm guessing at one point they just went straight through and into there, but that's not the case anymore. Look at that. They've sealed that off. In fact, look, they've put their own wall up. That's quite cool. Right, so as we make up to Corbiere, first of all, get that stunning view. That's awesome. I think it's a good time to probably reflect back on our journey up this railway. You know, we started St Helier, we worked our way up the coastline to St Albans, where we finished with that terminus video inside what used to be the terminus and hotel station. My apologies for the sound quality on that, by the way. I am getting a new microphone down soon, so it's supposed to be more wind resistant. It's also supposed to be able to filter out background noise, so I am working on that. Please bear with me. But yeah, we worked our way up there, and then since then we've seen tunnels that turned into German tunnels. If you haven't seen my German tunnel videos, do have a look at those. I was really quite pleased to get access to those. Another access here, clearly that's access to that house that's sealed off over there, so maybe this was a farm at some point. Another access there. There we go. Yeah. And then of course we had our tunnel, our second tunnel that goes under Lamont-Lavaux. That was in pretty good condition. A couple of videos back we had Don Bridge. That was a nice structure. Very impressed with how it's there, and most people don't know it isn't. And then of course we've worked our way up here. We've had some surprises, quite a few actually. You know, Blanche Bank Station, the amount of platform left there was stunning. The only reason you don't have the whole thing is clearly someone's garden's kind of has gotten in the way, so they've dug some up. And of course then we had Lemoy Station. That was another shocker, that one. We were told there was nothing there, and we found a granite, solid granite, or remains of a solid granite, not only station building with a ticket machine, although we're not quite sure of the layout, were we, until we saw those pictures at the end. And platform as well. Didn't get much on the last video, which was a temporary station, which was to be expected because by its name it was temporary, so it was always made to be removed without a trace. And then we end the main route up here at Corbiere. It's been a pleasure doing this for you. Future plans for you guys and for the channel are to do the Jersey Eastern Railway. I want to do that. I think that would be fun to do. You can't do the west side without doing the east, so I want to do that. Going forward, I think what we're going to do next, once we finish this series, is some of the German fortifications, bunkers and things around here. I've got a new friend who wants to show me some of the ones that he's in charge of looking after, so we'll have a look at those. There's a couple more of the actual German tunnels I want to show you. I would like to also trace the occupation lines, which I would like to do well, I think I'm hoping to do some of it at least, with the same friend who's supposed to be helping me do the occupation bunkers, so hopefully that will come to fruition. And yeah, if you've if you've hung around this long, I'm very appreciative, considering we're on part 14 I think now that you've done that. See here, look, they've had to dig in. Just noticing here, look, quite low down to the rock face because the natural ground level is much higher. That's quite cool. There's some excavating work there, not major, but still, that would have been, back then, hard work regardless. It would have been hand. So yeah, like I was saying, if you've been with me that long, I appreciate that. If you're not subscribed yet, please do. If you have any suggestions of what else I can do for you, because the channel is to share with you the history of Jersey and other places when I visit them, and take you along for the ride with me with her, and hopefully we can learn stuff together. But as for now, we've made it to Corbiere. Right, so around the front of the station, you can see here where they're just walking out across the road here. This is your bus and car drop-off loop. It's still actually a bus station, you can see there. This is now private drive for the people who live here, so we will do our best not to film that part of the platform. Where this is all overgrown over here is the public section of the platform. The specifically private section is actually through the gate there, where the station building is. We're actually now on the platform, so you can see the platform edge here. It's actually edged with the same kind of edging you get on the wall. I'm not sure if that's the original edging. They've put a bar here on the edge now for some reason, and you can see the platform goes all the way along there to those stairs. We'll have a look from down below instead of bringing it down the front first. And this is the original station building here. Obviously this would have been, I'm guessing, a walk onto the platform. This wall wouldn't have been here. This was added when it became a private residence. But that's the station building there. We'll get a proper look from the other side. I have to be careful how much I film this, because it is part of history, but it's also a private residence. So if we now go down here, there's actually steps down here to the track bed. These obviously wouldn't have been here back in the day, because you wouldn't have been in the way of the train. But you can see this is actually the longest of all the platforms, starting off right over there, which we will go to the end of in a minute, going all the way along to down here where the stairs were at the beginning, because that's where we just left it, and I said I explained about the front. So the station building and the controversy around it, as far as the history side of it's concerned, is this is the station building, as you can see. And in 2008, the person who owned it put it up for sale. Now, before they put it up for sale, they put this massive glass section on the end of it, which this platform goes all the way along, and it's a nice, it's the longest platform on the entire line. It's my favourite one, to be honest. Well, I wish you could walk on more of it, because this obviously is now someone's back garden, so you can't see the full range of the slope, and I can imagine it's probably been edited, it's been sliced anyway. But you can see the edging of the platform here, and it comes to the ground. If I could film the other side, which I can't because that's their driveway and where they park, you see they've actually sliced through with this, and the other side of the platform here is no longer there. They've just cut it off, so it amounts to nothing more but a wall on this end now. So yeah, I mean, if you your opinion on this glass on the end of the building, I'm sure everybody has their opinion. Let me know what you think. Does it not go with the building? You have your post here, which shows you that this section here was also part of the line. The reason for that is that here is obviously your main line. This side is where they used to have track for turning the train round. It was also used in the evenings for parking up stock, not stock as in the actual train, stock as in wagons, coaches from the quarry. So if we walk further down here now, you can see that's the steps that came down. They wouldn't have been there, so this would have gone straight across. I'm curious though. Well, there's a big massive stone in the middle of what would have been a track bed. Why is that there? Let's see if we can find out. Is there anything? Ooh, what's this? Does this tell us? Okay, so this is a capstone for old chamber dating back to possibly Neolithic times, which is now buried. Interesting. That means that when the two rows of track were here, they must have gone either side, and that was in the middle of the two sections of track. Well, that's quite an interesting thing to have in the middle of your track. So there we go, Neolithical history whilst we're looking at the railways. Interesting. So now this is a bit, see, this is all, if I show you, this is actually all track bed here. This is all part of the top of the platform. It went all the way along here. But what they've done, and I don't know when they did it, what they seem to have done though is remove the actual top of the platform and like the cement topping, and then see, you just got ground and moss. I'm sure it's good for nature, but it's not good for being able to walk on the platform. You see it clears a bit here, but in hindsight you can't really walk on it, not this section. So this is where I said I'd go around the front and we'd explain more, which I have. These are the original granite stairs. Those are the only stairs that were up on the platform. So you're able to come through from here, and you come along here and you could walk up onto the platform this way. You could come in that way. That obviously, the size of that building, you know obviously it had a ticket office. And I shall now take a shortcut across the heather, so I don't have to walk all the way around. And we will go back to the front. And you can see how far back we are now from the railway. And even now, see, you can see the railway posts. I don't know if you can see those. I'll zoom in a bit. See the railway post just there? That's where the railway actually ended as far as jurisdiction for the land goes. So this bit now is on public land. This has never been built on. Your quarry was way up here on the opposite side. That's what we're going to look at in the next video. But and then you've got a shot there of the station building. And again, I don't know how clear this is because the sun's kind of against me now. It's shining into the camera. But there you go. What I will do is I'll stop filming for a minute. I'll go around and I'll film it from the roadside for you, trying not. We're here at the other side of the station, which is where we were when I started showing you the station area. You can see the glass bit, which a lot of people find questionable, especially amongst locals. It was very questionable to add that glass bit on. You know, that was added on by the person who owned it in 2008 before they sold it, to try and add value to it, supposedly to get more money for it. I don't think it worked, because last time I checked they also had to put it up for rent because no one was buying it, so we'll see. But you can see here where the original roof was, here onto the grass. That would have been your booking office. This side here was the main station building on the bottom. So you had your waiting room on the bottom of here, your booking office next door under the glass bit, and then the top floor here. This was actually the living quarters for the station master for the building. He lived there. And the main access now for it, for the people who live there, is just down here. They have their own access, but that's not to do with the history, so I can't really show you that. And that is pretty much the end of the main line. We'll do the quarry, obviously, to tie up the loose end up this side, which should be interesting because there's a lot of history to that quarry. But until then, that's the Corbiere station building. I will find somewhere nice and unintrusive to finish the video. Before I go and do the end bit, I will say, first of all, you know, as I was coming up here, I was reflecting on what I've done coming up here, and you guys watching it, and how much I appreciate that, and I really do. One thing one thing I did forget to mention as I was coming up, which has just popped in my head: States of Jersey. This is a wonderful walk. Why do you not have bins to keep it clean? People come along here like we've done. We've eaten along here today. You know, we're responsible enough, we take our rubbish back. There's a bin obviously here, but why? Why don't you have bins more regularly along here? It baffles the mind. I don't understand. Anyway. Right, so we've made it to the end of the line, like I said, apart from the quarry. Corbiere Lighthouse. Corbier Station is behind us. I do apologise, I'm a plonker. There is a Corbier Lighthouse, but it's not in the video. I will see you in the next video for the quarry. I'm off to my truck to go home. The sun's fading anyway. And yeah, see you again. Oh, and always don't forget to subscribe.